I found my own name on my sister's wedding invitation as the bride. And that's when I realized she'd been living my life for 3 years. My name is Claire. I'm 29 years old, and until 3 weeks ago, I thought my biggest problem was choosing a dress for my sister Megan's wedding. I had no idea the real problem was that I didn't even exist anymore, not in any way that mattered legally. It started with a phone call from a bank I'd never used. A representative named Diane asked to confirm details on a personal loan under my name. An address in Denver I'd never lived at, a phone number that wasn't mine. I told her there was a mistake. She said the account had been open for 3 years, payments made consistently, no red flags. That should have been reassuring. Instead, it made my stomach turn.
I hung up and called my actual bank to check my credit report. That's when I saw it. 2 credit cards I never opened, a car loan I never signed for, and an address history that put me in 3 cities I never visited. Someone had built an entire financial life wearing my name like a coat. I didn't think of Megan first. Why would I? She was
my younger sister. The one who used to borrow my clothes without asking, sure, but this was identity theft. I filed a police report, I froze my credit, I spent nights convinced some stranger halfway across the country had stolen my social security number from a data breach. Then, the wedding invitations arrived. Mine came addressed correctly. Claire Whitfield, my apartment, my name. But when I called Megan to talk logistics, she mentioned something odd. She said the venue had double booked because someone else with my exact same info had registered a reservation years ago. She laughed about it. I didn't. I went to the courthouse to pull records for my identity theft case. You can request documentation tied to your name in fraud investigations. What I found didn't make sense at first. A marriage license application, filed 3 years ago under my full legal name, Claire Elizabeth Whitfield. With a groom's name I recognized instantly, David Reyes, Megan's fiance. My hands were shaking. I called the county clerk to ask how this was possible. She explained that whoever filed used a valid ID with my name and photo. But it wasn't my photo. It was Megan's. We looked almost identical growing up. People used to mix us up at family reunions. Megan had used an old ID of mine, one I'd reported lost years earlier, and altered just enough to pass as her own with my legal identity attached. I drove to her apartment that night. When I asked her directly, she didn't deny it. She said that years ago, when she and David wanted to get an apartment together, her credit was destroyed. Maxed cards, a defaulted loan from a mistake she made at 22. No landlord would approve her, so she used my information. Because, in her words, you always had good credit, and I knew you wouldn't notice. She built years of financial history under my name. The apartment lease, the car loan, even a joint bank account with David. That was the one that led to the wedding registration confusion. Because when they filed paperwork for their upcoming marriage, some of it auto-populated with the identity she'd been using for years. Mine. She wasn't sorry. Not really. She said she planned to switch everything back after the wedding, like it was a loan she intended to repay, not an entire identity she'd been quietly wearing. I'm working with a fraud attorney now. The financial damage is fixable. Painful, but fixable. What isn't as simple is that my sister's marriage, the one I'm apparently already legally tangled into in county records, happens in 5 weeks. And I still don't know if I'm going to that wedding. Every family has secrets. I just never thought mine would come from a bank statement.